All right, so here the title says the title field is required. I mean, the error, it says that the title field is required. What if I want to show a different message here? Or maybe if our website is supporting multi-language, how we can translate this one? First of all, let's see how we can show a different message here by using, instead of this message, let's try to show a different message. So here where we have a function called rules, which returns us the validation, what we can do is basically we can create another function and the name should be messages. All right, so this is basically the predefined function of the form request. You cannot rename it to any other messages, because the Laravel will automatically look for the methods here and will trigger upon certain conditions and upon certain methods here. So if you want to set this as a message, for example, that won't work. All right, so let me just remove this one here, and we need to return an array here, similarly like this one. Now let's, how we can trigger a message for the title. So what we can do here, title dot required. All right, so we now have to put this condition here, like the title is required, and I can set this as please fill in the title field. All right, now sorry, it should be semicolon. Now if I go back and reload the page and hit submit, now see please fill in the title field. All right, now we can also set the reason why we are doing the required here is because we can have multiple conditions on the title field. So the other condition is we have the minimum. So let's set the minimum for please use at least 3 characters for the title. All right, like so. And now if I reload and if I enter only one word and hit submit, now you see please use at least 3 characters for the title. All right, we can also do the same thing here for the unique one here, title.unique, and we can set this the title is already maybe occupied by another post or anything depending upon the need. All right, so if I submit, or let's say what we have in our posts here, so we have this updated post title. So now if I go back, reload the page, now if I try to submit, there we go, the title is already occupied by another post. Okay, so now this is the part where we can define our custom messages. All right, so now there is another method which is called the attributes. So let me just create another method and name it as attributes. Now what is the function of attributes? So let me first comment this method here. Now the attributes are basically like we can rename our fields here. So for example, here we have the title. Instead of the title, we can set this title to maybe post title and the post description. All right, so how we can do that and what is the need behind this scene? So we have now basically commented out our messages function. So now if I go back and if I try to submit, it will say the title field is required. By default, the title field is required. This title will automatically be picked from the input name. All right, now if I want to change this name to the post title, so we can do that by the help of attributes. So now if I remove that and just use the title here, so I will say post title, and now if I reload, submit, Now you see we have post title field is required. Okay, how cool is that? Now the next thing, obviously we can do the similar thing for the description, and we can also set this for post description. And just for case and for reference, let's set this also to required. And if I reload, hit submit, now we see the post title field is required and the post description field is required. Obviously, if we also want to use the custom messages, and we can use the attributes along with those as well. Now, if we are going to use the messages and attributes both together, and if I try to reload and submit, so you will see it will say please fill in the title field and the post field description is required. Alright, the reason is that because this is triggered first and this is triggered last. Now what if I want to use this title in place of here, and the description, just let the description as it is just for case, or maybe just set this back to nullable, and I want to use the title here as a post title. So what we can do is basically we can use the colon and attribute. So now if we go back, reload the page and hit submit, we now have the please fill in the post title field. Alright, so now here we have seen how we can, in the previous video we have seen the authorized and rules, and here we have talked about the messages and the attributes.